This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news. It's Friday, September 19th, 2025, and here are today's stories. In Indonesia, a fight over the past is unfolding as scholars push back against what they see as an effort to reshape the nation's history and identity. Meanwhile, deep below the ocean's surface, a new industry promises riches, but could deep-sea mining put marine life at risk before we even understand it? We'll also explore a method that blends musical scales with chakra energy, an innovative approach to balancing the body and mind. And in cities worldwide, cracked parking lots are being reimagined as vibrant parks, helping communities stay cooler as global temperatures rise. Plus, we head to Cancun, Mexico, where a lively community market brings together local products, entertainment, and even pet adoptions. And finally, the healing power of herbs. Mint, basil, and holy basil are gaining ground as natural, affordable remedies.
Have you ever noticed how certain parts of history just disappear? It's known as historical amnesia, when the stories we pass down about our past are edited to fit a cleaner, easier narrative. And it's not just something that happens in dusty old textbooks. Right now, Indonesia is at the center of a heated debate as academics push back against what they see as an intentional attempt by the government to rewrite the country's history.
Indonesia's culture minister, Fadlizon, is leading a government project to publish a 10-volume official history of Indonesia. The idea was to release it this past Independence Day in August, but after heavy backlash, the launch has been pushed back to November on National Heroes Day. Supporters frame this project as a way to promote unity and national pride, but critics say it's more about rewriting the past in a way that favors today's leaders and downplays some of Indonesia's darkest chapters. Some of the biggest events at risk of being reshaped are the 1965 to 66 anti-communist purges, when hundreds of thousands of Indonesians were killed in mass violence following an attempted coup. Another is the fall of Suharto in 1998, which was marked by student protests, the abduction of pro-democracy activists, and the mass rapes of ethnic Chinese women.
The culture minister's denial of mass rape during the May 1998 riots has triggered a wave of condemnation, with critics warning about a growing effort to erase the long-ignored suffering of Chinese Indonesian women and sanitize one of the country's darkest chapters. Fadlizon's comment emerged in an IDN Times interview on YouTube in relation to the ministry's controversial project to publish new history textbooks that adopted a more positive tone toward past presidents. He dismissed the mass sexual violence in 1998 as rumors, saying no evidence existed to substantiate the events, including official reports. He also denied the findings of a fact-finding team formed by ex-President B.J. Habibie, identifying at least 85 victims of sexual violence, mostly Chinese Indonesian women. Rights activists, historians, survivor advocates, and the Chinese Indonesian community accused Fadli of distorting history and perpetuating a culture of denial.
The Indonesian government insists the process is transparent, noting that more than 100 historians and multiple universities are involved. But the fact that no drafts of the books have been shared publicly leaves many skeptical. And in a creative form of protest, young Indonesians have even started waving pirate flags, a cheeky way of signaling resistance and warning others that the government might be steering the country toward authoritarian waters.
Indonesians are raising the one-piece Jolly Roger flag ahead of the country's 80th Independence Day as a form of protest against the government. In the Japanese manga series, the Jolly Roger flag is a symbol that represents freedom, hope, and strength. Ali Maulana, chairman of the Jayapura One Piece community, told BBC Indonesia that displaying the One Piece flag shows that they love the country but do not entirely agree with the system within it. Even though this country is officially independent, many of us have not truly experienced that freedom in our daily lives, Ali said. The sentiment was echoed by Rian, a resident of Depok, West Java, who told Tempo he felt there's nothing to celebrate on the Independence Day, as many Indonesians still do not feel liberated. The Indonesian government has since commented about the movement. Security Minister Budi Gunawan said the act of raising the flag ahead of Independence Day violated the honor of the Indonesian flag and is considered a criminal offense. Human Rights Minister Natalius Pigai said the government reserves the right to ban the One Piece flag from being flown during Independence Day.
Around the world, people have pushed back when their governments tried to rewrite history. In Japan, for example, protests broke out when new textbooks softened language about the country's wartime atrocities, with students, teachers, and even neighboring countries demanding a more honest record. In Russia, activists and independent historians have risked arrest by preserving archives and sharing accounts of Stalin's purges and the Soviet era, directly challenging the state's patriotic version of events. And in the United States, community groups and educators have rallied against laws that restrict how schools can teach about slavery and civil rights, staging walkouts and public campaigns to defend honest education.
At its core, this isn't just about editing textbooks. It's about who gets to define a nation's identity. When powerful actors, and I do mean actors, control the narrative, entire generations may grow up with shallow, selective histories that offer patriotism over truth, unity over accountability. Deep sea mining is an emerging industry that involves extracting valuable minerals and resources from the ocean floor. While it promises exciting opportunities for technological and economic advancements, it comes with big questions. How much do we really know about the deep ocean? And could mining it cause serious harm to marine life and the planet?
For a long time, people thought the deep ocean was lifeless, but it's actually the largest habitable space on Earth, teeming with incredible biodiversity. Seafloor minerals were first discovered in the 1870s, but interest in mining them didn't grow until the 1960s when geologist John L. Merrow promoted the idea. Now, with the rising demand for minerals like nickel, cobalt, and lithium, mining the seafloor is back in the spotlight. Most of these minerals are still mined on land, often in countries like Indonesia, Congo, South Africa, and Australia, where labor abuses and human rights issues are a big concern. Many scientists are skeptical about whether deep-sea mining can ever be sustainable, especially since we know so little about how it could harm fragile ecosystems, oxygen production, or carbon storage. Regulating mining in the vast remote ocean is also a huge challenge. The International Seabed Authority, which is the organization tasked with overseeing mining in international waters, has granted 31 exploration contracts, but hasn't approved commercial mining yet. Meanwhile, 38 countries oppose deep-sea mining, according to the Deep Sea Conservation Coalition, citing environmental risks.
What happens when we've mined all of our resources? Well, people start looking for new places to dig, like the deep sea. To do this, a ship on the sea surface deploys underwater mining vehicles where minerals and metals are extracted from the seafloor. It's not commercially running yet, but some companies are already pushing for mining to start as soon as next year. And it's pretty controversial. Here's why. Mining companies are keen to get their hands on these deposits. They might not look like much, but these deposits are rich in valuable metals that can be used to make things like electric vehicles and smartphones. They broadly fit into three categories. Crusts, where cobalt-rich deposits are fixed to underwater ridges and seamounts. Hydrothermal vents, where hot, metal-rich fluids accumulate to form deposits. And nodules, potato-sized lumps that contain metals and are scattered across the seabed at depths of up to 6,000 meters. But deep-sea mining has an environmental cost. One mining method involves sucking the deposits up through chutes to the ship, which then filter out the metals. Unused sediment would then be deposited back into the sea. Research indicates that this method could disrupt marine species. For example, the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, or CCZ, is an area of 6 million square kilometers between Hawaii and Mexico. It is an area of interest for deep-sea mining, as the seabed is rich in minerals. But the CCZ is estimated to be the habitat of more than 20 species of dolphin and whale, which could be affected by the mining noise that is expected to happen 24 hours a day at varying depths. Thousands of species of worm, arthropoda and starfish have also been identified in this area of the seabed. Less than 1% of the seafloor has been fully explored.
The environmental concerns are real. A study published in Nature in March 2025 confirmed deep-sea mining can cause long-standing harm to ecosystems. Researchers revisited a mining test site in the Clarion-Clipperton Zone 44 years after a 1979 experiment. Shockingly, biodiversity was still lower, and physical damage from the mining machine, like stripped areas and visible tracks, hadn't recovered. Despite these red flags, deep-sea mining is gaining momentum. On August 4th, the United States and the Cook Islands announced a partnership to mine within the Cook Islands' exclusive economic zone. This move bypasses the International Seabed Authority and focuses on bilateral agreements. However, with the Cook Islands also exploring mining partnerships with China, the long-term success of the U.S. deal remains uncertain.
Debate over deep-sea mining is intensifying. Cook Islands is considering expanding exploration licenses, forcing the country to confront difficult questions.
History tells me that it isn't the local indigenous people of mining communities that benefit.
The Cook Islands has loads of mineral-rich nodules, rich in cobalt, manganese, and other rare earth minerals. In recent months, China and the US have both signed deals with Cook Islands to expand exploration.
They come in, they extract, and they say thank you and leave.
History shows that across the Pacific, mining, mainly above water, has decimated indigenous communities. What's to say that mining below sea level won't?
If we weren't confident that it was viable and it had an economic case and that we could satisfy the concerns around the environment and all the other issues, we wouldn't be doing it.
Despite local opposition, the government is hopeful deep-sea mining will diversify the economy.
For now, countries can mine within their waters, but the largest deposits of critical minerals are in international waters, where things get complicated. After years of debate, the International Seabed Authority still hasn't finalized regulations. Talks ended again in July of 2025 without resolution and will continue into 2026. The future of deep-sea mining remains uncertain, caught between the race for resources and the need to protect our oceans.
Tashka Urban, creator of the voice keys method, blends musical scales with chakra energy to help people balance their energy. UNN Field Messenger Keza M interviews her about this innovative work.
G'day, it's Keza M. I'm at the Conscious Hearts Rising Centre and we've just had a singing lesson with Tashka Urban. I am putting a report through United Network News as a field messenger. Welcome, Tashka.
My purpose on this planet is to awaken the full expression of each being in a clear vessel where our frequency is flowing free and open and able to activate all the beings around them in our full legacy of who we are and what we are all here to do together, like a symphony. Voice Keys is a series that I have developed which loosely aligns to both the keys of a musical scale and the chakras and the body systems in our own vessel and being. So just like instruments need tuning, so do we. And so the Voice Keys is for everyone because we are all an instrument, and frequency is the fundamentals of the universe. So when we understand how to move our own frequency and map it, send that energy out, work with it, then we're able to activate a life that is true to us, which resonates and rings true to others and connects to the greater whole. The chakras are a name for the different hotspots of energy where we have clusters of cells and neurons and organs working to do their thing. So the solar plexus is actually a physical thing where our ganglia all connect, and the chakras in particular can be, like I talked about with the musical scale, as if we have each of these notes. If one of them is a bit stuck or blocked, it doesn't really ring true. And when you get to move that blockage, now it resonates to the whole. And so when we can actually tune ourselves where we aren't having any of those blockages, none of the layers are in the way, we get to bring our sound to the world. And as I say, our words cut through and we ring true. The world feels us.
Tired before the day begins? NAD Plus levels drop 50% after 40. NAD Plus helps your cells bounce back fast. Most supplements give precursors. NAD Plus skips the breakdown, delivering direct, bioavailable power. Support your energy, metabolism, sleep, and stress levels at the cellular level. Join the NAD Plus revolution. Start your journey to a healthier you. Subscribe today.
Hi everyone, this is Leanne.
And I'm Jerry.
Coming to you from Tamworth, New South Wales.
Hi there, this is Rick from Arizona.
My name is Uchechukwu Obenebam from Igbo tribe, Nigeria.
Hi, this is Scott from Utah.
I'm Annette from Agassiz, British Columbia.
Hi, I'm Marcus Sulzet from Manipur State, India.
Real people reporting real stories from all around the world. That's what United Network News is all about.
Can you clap? We had a huge flood, which some call the flood of the century.
No fake news here. Our field messengers share personal experiences of what's really happening in their community.
We got some nice fish right here.
At UNN, you are the news.
My family and I had a very good time.
Take the next step. Become a UNN field messenger and share the real news with the world.
In the Northwest Province of South Africa, I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News.
I am United Network News, and if it's going to be, it's up to me.
It's going to be, it's up to me. If it is going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to me.
If it's going to be, it's up to us. Field Messages, United Network News. See you next time.
Around the world, cities are rethinking old parking lots and turning them into community spaces for people to enjoy. Instead of endless stretches of concrete, these new parks are improving quality of life and helping to cool down urban areas that suffer from the heat island effect. Parking lots are notorious for trapping heat, which makes nearby areas even hotter, especially as heat waves and rising temperatures become more common. This shift is not just practical, it's essential. Redesigning a parking lot isn't just about making it look pretty. It can actually make a huge difference in a neighborhood. Property values go up, local markets and events have new spaces to thrive, and green areas bring some much-needed fresh air and shade. With sustainability top of mind, reimagined parking lots can also help support eco-friendly efforts, like planting trees for shade, adding solar panels for clean energy, or creating rain gardens to manage runoff. In busy urban areas where community spaces are in short supply, parking lots are often in prime locations that are vacant or just sit empty after hours. With some creative thinking, they could be transformed into multi-purpose spaces that bring real value to the community.
What if, instead of parking spots, your city's downtown had things that looked like this, or this? Hey, John, the happy urbanist, here for Strong Towns. And I want to talk about National Parking Day. Parking spots often take up to 30% of a city's land area. And in some cities, parking takes up more land mass than actual housing. These spots are expensive and actually drives up the price of housing. So once a year, groups across the country pull permits with the city and shut down streets to reimagine what parking could be used for instead. These parklets become temporary cafes, gardens, and areas of play and recreation. You see nonprofits, architects, people using reclaimed materials, all helping people reimagine what public space could be if we reclaim some of these parking spots. And what's ironic is that while this street is technically closed, this is the most open the street ever is. We forget that parking isn't free. Society is bearing the cost. And if we're paying for it, why can't we choose for it to be something else? I mean, at least for some of it.
Cities around the world are turning parking lots into spaces for people and nature. In Edmonton, Canada, for example, they're transforming an underused downtown parking lot into Warehouse Park, set to open in 2025. It's going to feature landscaping, a dog park, seating areas, and even a performing arts stage, turning a once boring lot into a vibrant green space. Over in Milan, Italy, a large-scale city project has converted 250,000 square feet of parking lots into public plazas since 2018, bringing much-needed greenery to urban neighborhoods. Vienna, Austria's capital, offers grants of up to 5,000 euros for residents to create parklets, mini green spaces and old parking spots, and since 2015, more than 100 mini parks have been built. While some car owners weren't thrilled at first, these parklets have become a budget-friendly way to engage the community and improve streets. And in Switzerland, activists are reclaiming parking areas for nature, replacing concrete with soil to better absorb rain and reduce strain on sewer systems.
Switzerland has some 64 square kilometers of parking spaces, a huge area that could be potentially unsealed immediately. But of course, it's much nicer when a courtyard is transformed from a parking lot into a livable space, where people can have a garden and spend their time instead of just parking their cars. This used to be asphalted over. Vehicles were parked here. Now it'll be a space for a family, with a dining area, flowers, greenery, and gravel. It's a dream come true for the children. What more could you want? A house like this and a garden like that? Fantastic!
Repurposing parking lots isn't without its challenges. Cities still need to balance the need for parking with a desire for new multipurpose spaces, which requires thoughtful planning. Then there's the issue of funding and maintenance. Who's going to pay for it and keep it running? Public-private partnerships and community fundraising can help, but it takes effort. Zoning laws and building codes can also slow things down, so working closely with local authorities is key to making these projects happen. Turning parking lots into community spaces is about more than just removing concrete. It's about reimagining how cities can better serve the people who live in them, while also addressing environmental concerns. It's a win-win if we're willing to get creative and put in the work.
Today we visit a bustling community market in Cancun, Mexico, where locals showcase products, enjoy entertainment, and offer pet adoptions. UNN Field Messenger Abril takes us on a tour.
Hello, this is Abril from Cancun, Mexico, and today we are visiting a local community market. In this type of market, there are a lot of things to see, do, eat, and enjoy. Local entrepreneurs are able to bring their own products or services to offer directly to the community, and this way hopefully getting a better profit with a fair price for customers. We can also find a space for concerts and dance for the people to enjoy. Local artists can perform in this kind of events and get themselves known out there. My favorite part was the Adoption Festival, where we were able to get close to some doggies and kittens that are looking for a loving home to belong to. This idea allows future pet owners to really connect with their furry friends before adopting them. Local community markets are always a great way to get people together and enjoy themselves while we support each other at the same time. Thank you for watching. This was Abril reporting for UNN in Cancun, Mexico. Bye-bye.
Herbal plants like mint, basil, and holy basil offer natural, side effect-free remedies for many health issues. Inexpensive and easy to grow, these healing herbs are gaining attention. UNN Field Messenger Ruth highlights their benefits.
This is Ruth from Marin County, California for UNN. These are some medications costing over $2,000 that come with a long list of side effects and warnings. Natural plant remedies for health issues are generally safe, inexpensive, and tested over centuries, such as peppermint mint and basil or basil. Common mint called mentha is easy to grow, full of flavor, and is packed with nutrients. Not only is it pleasant to taste in toothpaste or sweets, but it is high in chlorophyll, giving a green boost of energy. Mint is particularly beneficial for digestion, soothing nausea, or relaxing stomach spasms. It is known to help with inflammation. Peppermint oil solves skin issues like acne or body odor. As a tea, it is good for headaches, stomach aches, and toothaches. To help a skin burn, put 2 drops of peppermint into a tablespoon of honey and put directly on the burn. There are many types of mint found all over the world, but it's best if you keep them in pots because they cross-pollinate. Another herb, basil or basil, called ocimum, comes in about 150 varieties from different regions around the world. Sweet basil, commonly used in Italian or French cooking, is bright green and full of chlorophyll. It is safe, tested disinfectant for household cleaning, and soothing for insect bites and stings. It helps the digestive and nervous system and is proven to help with depression and insomnia. Its cousin from India called Tulsi, or holy basil, has 3,000 years as a medicinal use in Ayurvedic healing. It's a tonic, rejuvenating the body. It is antispasmodic, relieving stomach stress and headaches. It balances human energy with positive feelings. The leaves infused into apple cider vinegar used on salads or vegetables can improve the gut flora in the intestinal tract. Although they should be cautiously used by pregnant mothers, these 3 simple, inexpensive herbs are without side effects, yet are packed with healthy remedies for your home apothecary. This is Ruth for UNN. Thank you for listening.
Now it's your turn. Join our weekly meetings and become a field messenger. More information is available at our website, unitednetwork.earth. We're UNN, and we're taking back the news.